City of Stevens Point Common Council meeting, recorded November 20th, 2023.
I have 7 o'clock. We'll call the regular council meeting to order. Carrie, could you please call the roll? She's joining us via Zoom.
Christensen.
Here.
Shore.
Here.
Hemer.
Here.
Broderick.
Here.
Burr.
Here.
Lassance.
Here.
Kneebone.
Here.
Fuda.
Here.
Lang.
Lang is not present. Did anybody hear from Alderperson Lang?
Did not.
Mark him absent, please.
Okay. Fischler.
Here.
Morrow.
Here.
We do have a quorum, so we will continue. If you would join me in our salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thanksgiving week. We're almost at the end of the year. Love it. I apologize to the chief, both chiefs, that I was unable to attend the dedication for the Veterans Memorial today. I was out of town, but I saw the news article and it looked like it was well attended. For those of you who don't know, Guns N' Hoses have been raising money for veterans groups for 9 years. And by Chase Bank near the upstream side of the Clark Street Bridge on the downtown side, they put up a brand new memorial dedicated to the men and women who served veterans from all branches. And this is the first one like that in the city that recognizes all branches. So if you haven't been able to check that out yet, swing by and see that. So thank you very much for everything you guys do. Let's see, the new artistic light is up in Piffner Pioneer Park. We've got that going. If you haven't been able to see that one, that is a little closer to the band shell, a little further upstream. It's called Strummin' Along. We had a couple local residents donate the money for the materials for that, and we got that put up just this past week. Tonight, we have our operational budget up for consideration for final approval, after which our comptroller treasurer will be working on everybody's Christmas cards and sending those out. You should have those by the middle of December. Keep in mind that there are 4 taxing entities on your bill, and if you're going to call all 4. And let's see, I think that's it. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and if you're meeting family, I hope everything goes well there. Holidays can be crazy sometimes with families, so. All right, moving on. Item number 3 is the persons who wish to address the mayor and council on a specific agenda item other than a public hearing should register their request at this time. I don't believe we have any public hearings on the agenda. For those who wish to address the common council during a public hearing, though, they would not be required to identify themselves until the public hearing is declared open. Is there anyone who has not registered to speak on an item but wishes to? Thank you, Sandy.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
we do have a public hearing, item number 6,
Is it? It's like 4 pages long, so I'm sure I missed it.
right after consent. For adopting
We do.
the operating plan.
Yep, for the Business Improvement District. So item number 6 is a public hearing, so. All righty. Let's see here. Yeah, item number 4. All right. So persons who wish to address the mayor and council for up to 3 minutes regarding a non-agenda item. Andrea Olson.
Hi, Andrea Olson, 410 Franklin Street. And I wanted to say something about what will be discussed in the closed meeting minutes later. But we all saw how quickly and easily an individual is able to get signatures to create a transportation referendum that was then voted on and passed. Some people voted yes due to misunderstanding what they were voting on, but others voted yes with a desire for more transparency within our local government. It has had both positive and negative impacts on our community. Everyone that votes does now have a say over these larger projects. The city has been transparent with many projects, but the website was improved a lot with the ongoing projects, and I'm a big fan of the construction projects update page. I knew when work was occurring on my road, and I got some paving done too. I was happy. However, the city and county have been very quietly working in closed sessions about the city's offer of land to the county for the jail and law enforcement center. The city staff even presented at many county meetings stating public outreach was needed and wasn't occurring. This was just a few months ago. Now the city is negotiating a land deal with the county. What public outreach has occurred? None has occurred, even though we were being told that it needed to occur. But now when it's city only, it isn't occurring. Is any outreach planned? How will the property owners react when suddenly, without their knowledge, jail is going up in their backyard? I'd expect a similar reaction as the street referendums. The property the city has acquired was purchased for a specific purpose, and purposes change, but why is this being done in secret? I foresee a property and construction referendum coming down the line. Any construction projects, land purchases, swaps, incentives given per projects or property valued at over $1 million needs to go to referendum. Maybe projects will get visibility and outreach they need. Maybe contracts would change to be more community-friendly versus developer-friendly. With the request for bids for the waterfront property, Shopko property, Great Lakes building being discussed right now, when we still have empty apartments and empty storefronts due to how these agreements were created, maybe things might change when the community is able to have more transparency and more input into things that are going on. And I do understand that with this agreement with the county, it would still end up being public at a public meeting for the voting on it, I think. But still, we were told, Mayor Wiesa even went in front of the county saying more transparency was needed, and suddenly this is all happening behind the scenes again.
Thank you. That exhausts our speaker list. Item number 5 is the consent agenda. Is there any alderperson that wishes to pull anything from the consent agenda? If not, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Give the motion to the council president, second to Alderperson Morrow. Discussion? Hearing no discussion, Clerk Yenter, could you please call the roll?
Christensen,
Yes.
Shore,
Aye.
Keemer,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Basant,
Aye.
Kneebone,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 6 is a public hearing for the purpose of adopting the 2024 Downtown Business Improvement District Operating Plan and Special Assessment Levy. Director Karnowski, before we open up the public hearing, did you want to give any background?
Good evening. So before you is something that will happen on an annual basis. The Business Improvement District Board of Directors does have to review, update a operating plan for each year. That operating plan is essentially the Bible for that specific year. This is for the 2024 operating plan, the first year that we've done an actual operating plan outside of the implementation plan that was approved around this time last year. There are a few minor amendments that were included in a memo from me in this packet, and I would ask after the public hearing that this document be adopted with the amendments recommended by city staff. I'm more than happy to answer any other questions that you folks might have, but this has been a very good process put together by the Business Improvement District Board of Directors with input from the businesses in the downtown area. In fact, we had a town hall, I believe 2 weeks ago now, where about 25 business and property owners in the downtown area met and provided additional feedback for the document that's before you. So,
And I want to point out that we're considering this only as a statutory requirement.
Correct.
The Business Improvement District is self-sufficient. They are run predominantly by the business and property owners downtown. Alderperson Christensen does sit on that board of directors for as more of a liaison position. But generally speaking, the Business Improvement District, the downtown businesses and property owners are handling all of the functionality of this process. President Christensen, do you have anything to add before we open up the public hearing?
Nope, I think we're fine at things, as he mentioned, we did have a town hall meeting, and it was well-attended and received a lot of good feedback, so.
Excellent,
Very
thank you.
positive.
Then I will declare the public hearing open. Anyone wishing to offer testimony on the Business Improvement District Operating Plan and Special Assessment Levy, step to the lectern and provide testimony. Public hearing remains open. And for the third and final time, the public hearing is open. Hearing no one wishing to speak, I will declare the public hearing closed, and we'll move on to item number 7, which is a resolution approving the Downtown Business Improvement District 2024 Operating Plan and the 2023 Special Assessment Levy.
So moved.
Moved by Christensen, seconded by Shuda. Discussion.
I guess I would just encourage passing this. This document is a result of a lot of discussions that have taken place. There have been some interesting changes, but it's interesting. This is an annual occurrence. Each year, the bid will be going through, the bid board will be going through, and we'll be getting feedback and modifying this as we proceed. So this is it's our plan for this next year, but it's a living document. It'll keep changing to meet the needs of the businesses.
Thank you. Yeah, and the Business Improvement District Board of Directors is in the process right now of hiring their downtown manager. We got over 30 applicants for that position, so they'll be whittling them down, and they will be conducting the interviews, they will be doing the hiring, and that person will be handling the administrative type duties of the bid district. So,
Mayor, can I please
Yeah.
ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
Is the motion to included with the staff amendments?
With the staff amendments
Okay,
as
thank you.
proposed, yes.
that's the way I understood it too. All right, Clerk Enter, would you please call the roll?
Morrow,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Kneebone,
Aye.
Lassance, Burr,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Hemer,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Christensen.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 8 is a resolution. It's a request from Hans Waldock to amend the City of Stevens Point Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map for the purpose of amending the future land use designation for an unaddressed parcel near West Harding Avenue, with the parcel identified in your packet from non-developable restrictive ownership to residential. As you know, we discussed this at the Plan Commission. Does anybody have any questions or a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Moved by Kneebone,
I'll second.
seconded by Keemer. Discussion. Hearing none, clerk, would you please call the roll?
Christensen,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Hemer,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Lassance, Kneebone,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Morrow.
And that is approved. Item number 9 is a resolution, a request from Hans Waldock to rezone an unaddressed parcel near West Harding Avenue, again with the parcel identified in your packet, from C Conservancy to R2 Single Family Residential.
So moved.
Move to approve from Morrow, seconded by Kneebone. Discussion. Hearing and seeing none. Clerk, please call that roll.
Morrow,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Kneebone,
Aye.
Lassance, Burr,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Keemer,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Christensen.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 10 is a resolution, a request from Mike Sankowski, representing Schmeekley Reserve Visitor Center, for a conditional use permit to install a ground-mounted solar array on an unaddressed parcel off of North Point Drive with the parcel identified in your packet, consistent with Chapter 23.02 Sub 1 Sub A Sub 5.
I'll move approval.
Moved by Fischler,
Second.
seconded by Morrow. Discussion.
This is in my area. This is Phase 2. This has been long. This has been long planned for, and they continue to update and modernize as they're able to. So this is going to be this is going to really help out the area. I'm really excited about it.
Excellent. All right, seeing no further discussion, clerk, would you please call that roll?
Christensen,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Keemer,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Poisson,
Aye.
Nebone,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 11 is an ordinance amendment, a request from the City of Stevens Point to amend Chapter 23 of the zoning ordinance of the revised municipal code. Said request amends Section 23.01 sub 14 sub G pertaining to the minimum floor area requirements to install a new mobile home in the City of Stevens Point. This request comes to you in part through our Housing Task Force recommendations, trying to get in some more affordable housing by reducing the minimum size required for a mobile home, aligning it with the state requirements that they have now. Moved by Keemer.
I'll second.
We'll give the second to Burr. Second by Burr. Discussion. Hearing none. Oh, sorry.
I think this is a great idea, and I think we should do it to single-family homes as well. The cost of construction now is so unaffordable for folks. If we reduce the minimum to allow a little bit smaller homes, we might get some folks into housing that otherwise might not afford it. So I think this is a really good start.
I agree. And I realized that I said ope.
Oop.
So, yeah. Charlie Barons would be so proud of me. All right, clerk, would you please call the roll?
Morrow,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Nebone,
Aye.
Poisson,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Keemer,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Christensen.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 12 is a resolution, a request from Jesse Younger, representing the City of Stevens Point, for a sign variance to install a monument sign on the property located at 5200 Coy Drive with the parcel identified in your packet, and an unaddressed parcel off Coy Drive, also identified in your packet, consistent with Chapter 25.14. This is in part a new sign for the Ameta Center at the end of Coy Drive. I think you're all familiar with the area.
I'll move approval.
Moved by Fischler.
Second.
Seconded by Morrow. Discussion. Hearing and seeing none. Clerk, please call that roll.
Christensen,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Keemer,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Poisson,
Aye.
Nebone,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 13 is a request from the City of Stevens Point to be granted a waypoint sign easement from the Donaldson Company Incorporated on the property located at 5200 Coy Drive, again with the parcel identified in your packet.
So moved.
Motion to approve by Morrow, seconded by Keemer. Discussion. Seeing and hearing none. Clerk, please call that roll.
Morrow,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Nebone,
Aye.
Poisson,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Keemer,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Christensen.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 14 is a request from the City of Stevens Point to grant a gas service easement to the Wisconsin Public Service Corporation for the property located at 4401 State Highway 66 with the parcel identified in your packet.
Motion to approve.
Moved by Morrow, seconded by Fischler. Discussion? Hearing and seeing none. Clerk, please call that roll.
Christensen,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Keemer,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Poisson,
Aye.
Nebone,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 15 is a request from the City of Stevens Point to annex the property located at 5595 Regent Street with the parcel identified in your packet and adjacent to Burleski Road and Regent Street right-of-way. And the adjacent Burleski Road and Regent Street right-of-way. All the property. Annex. What do you say? Moved by Christensen,
I'll second.
seconded by Nebone. Discussion.
We talked about this.
Yes, we did. Hearing none, all those, I'm sorry, roll call, please.
Morrow,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Kneebone,
Aye.
Basant, Burr,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Keimer,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Christensen.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 16 is a request from the city of Stevens Point to sell the property located at 5595 Regent Street.
I'll move. Oh,
Moved by Fischler, seconded by Keimer. Discussion?
Any question?
Yes, sir.
Looking at the map on that, the two properties to the west are basically the same size as the property that the city is selling. When this property sells, whoever buys it, would they be able to divide that up?
So it's currently one parcel. I believe it's just over an acre in size. They could hypothetically divide the southern part of the parcel and create a second lot. I'm not 100% certain where the septic field is. That would be something we have to look into. But yes, it is all possible. And eventually, when they hook up to city sewer and water and they abandon the septic field, that is something that they could possibly do. Correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing and seeing none, clerk, please call that roll.
Christensen,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Keimer,
aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Basant,
Aye.
Kneebone,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that's approved. Item number 17 is a resolution approving the North Central Wisconsin Stormwater Coalition Cooperative Agreement. That was included in your packet.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Moved by Keimer,
Oh, I'll second.
seconded by Fischler. Discussion? Hearing and seeing none, clerk, please call that roll.
Morrow,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Kneebone,
Aye.
Basant,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Keimer,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Christensen.
Aye.
And that's approved. Item number 18 is an ordinance amendment, approval of the amendment to ordinance 13.17 of the revised municipal code to codify approved rate increases, also included in your packet.
So moved.
Moved by Morrow to approve,
Second.
seconded by Burr. Discussion?
I have a question.
Sure.
For a single family, there's a price. For a duplex, there's a price. If both sides of the duplex are owned separately, do they get billed as a single family? Or does each unit pay a duplex price?
No, I think if they're individually owned, and anyone in the back room, they want to correct me,
That
but I would
my
believe
assumption,
it's
but-
property owners, different property owners, because if I own a duplex, I own both sides of the duplex. But if two people own a zero lot line duplex, that's two separate bills.
That's what I assume, but I just wanted to make sure.
And I'll pause a minute just in case any one of our directors in the overflow room want to correct me.
Since no one's here, I think you're right.
By default, I am correct. No, I'm pretty sure that's how it works, because it's different property owner. It goes by
Yeah.
property owner.
I would think so, but,
Because otherwise, if I own two houses, I could call it a duplex.
well, if you put a breezeway in between,
Yeah,
you
I'll
probably
connect
get
them
away
with a
with
2x4 or something.
calling them one.
Oh, sorry, way off track
Anyway.
there. Any other
Thank you.
questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call that roll.
Christensen,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Keimer,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Basant,
Aye.
Kneebone,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 19 is a review of documents and the opt-out procedures for 3M and DuPont settlements related to PFAS and PFOA class action lawsuits. Joel, are you in the back there? Do you want to speak to this at all?
I believe he's off today.
I don't mean he ain't here.
We're the city attorney.
City attorney could do it too. If not, I'm going to do it again. Generally, what it is we have determined internally and through working with peers that it is not in the city's best interest to opt into the settlement. Therefore, we're going to defer to the city attorney, and he can.
Apologies, I thought Joel was here and he would speak on this one. So he and I did talk about this reasonably extensively, and obviously we've both been receiving quite a bit of material on this via various networks of colleagues in other areas. So this is a very, very big topic of conversation, as you might expect. And in short, just based on our current data for the levels or lack of levels, thankfully, in our drinking water here in Stevens Point, we were blessed with not ever really having any industries that were intensive with this type of thing. Essentially, the recommendation here would be to opt out of these. The thought being that on account of those low levels of exposure we have here, the amount of money that we would stand to potentially get via these settlements is relatively low. And the idea is that if you can take that now, but then if somehow something is discovered in the future that we never dreamed of that creates some exposure for us, we basically have signed away our rights to bring an action in the future. So it's just sort of a risk calculation. Don't take the small payout now in case you might have a bigger problem down the line, God forbid. So that's the thought process behind it, and obviously the documents themselves look fairly complicated, but these are standardized things that are used in connection with these suits all over the country. So.
Alder Shore, you had a question?
I will move that we opt out of the class action.
Okay, we need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Morrow. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I did. If we opt out of it now, is that going to hurt us if all of a sudden something in the future comes up as far as getting money then?
So essentially what it means is that we would retain our ability to bring our own lawsuit of this type in the future. Now, it wouldn't necessarily be a class action lawsuit like this is. We'd be doing it on our own. However, we would retain that ability should we need it. And as these suits make their way through various courts, it should clarify and I hate to use the word simplify in the context of this, but it should create a lot more clarity in terms of the way these suits are handled, the way they play out. And to put it another way, it should be easier to bring a suit like this as a relatively small municipality on our own in the future once the groundwork has been laid through some of these larger suits. So right now, I mean, the headline here is we have no exposure in our drinking water supply here of note, which is fantastic. But this will preserve our ability to bring a suit for our full compensation if we need to in the future, as opposed to getting a couple $100,000 now and potentially being on the hook for a much larger cost in the future should we discover something unfortunate down the line.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
It's great being the city of wonderful water.
Well, we are really lucky and cautious. I mean, a lot of that is due to our caution as a council and a body too. But yeah, we're doing pretty well. All right, all those. I'm sorry. One more time, roll call, please. Clerk Yenter.
Mr. Mayor, before we do that, I just need to declare I need to recuse myself from this vote as a 3M employee.
Okay.
Interest.
Did you get that? Alder Broderick's recusing herself or abstaining as a 3M employee?
Got it. Mhm.
Now call the roll.
Morrow.
Aye.
Fischler.
Aye.
Shuda.
Aye.
Kneebone.
Aye.
Plassance.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Broderick abstained. Kiemer.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Christensen.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 20 is an ordinance amendment. Approval of the amendment ordinance 14.14 sub 1 and 2 of the revised municipal code increasing dog license fees. This comes as a direct result of the county increasing the license fees. We passed most of the dog, cat registration fees onto the county. County went up. We have to go up. Call it a paw tax, like a wheel tax.
Ooh.
No? Too bad? Dang it, I was saving that one like all week, too. Dang it.
Horrible, horrible.
Moved by Fischler. We'll go second by Broderick. Discussion.
our portion of it will still remain the same by this increase. The
Correct.
county will be taking the
The
increase.
small
and
piece
ours
that
will
we
remain-
keep stays with
stays
us.
the
That's,
same.
that remains the same. We're increasing it, and that increase is basically going directly to the county.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
As a cat person, I'm happy to see that the dog license is 14 and it's only $250 for a cat.
Much like transportation equity, we try to be pet-friendly as well. So, yes. Cats are smaller usually.
Generally stay inside.
Generally
Don't bark.
stay inside. All right, too much. Clerk Yenter, please call the roll.
Christensen,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Keemer,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Hassan,
Aye.
Kneebone,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that is approved. You know, I could have said, let's call the vote right now. You're supposed to say, woof.
That would have been rough.
All right, the next couple of items, I'm going to present our special guest, Comptroller Treasurer Corey Laddick. Item number 21 is a resolution authorizing and providing for the issuance and establishing parameters for the sale of not to exceed $9,940,000 general obligation promissory notes series 2023A and all related details. Comptroller.
Yes, so I did have a few questions from several alders, so I thought it would be good to just cover a few things, thinking other people might have the same questions. First of all, looking at the project list, it was observed that a lot of these projects have already been completed or are currently under construction, and that is true. That basically what we do is we typically borrow at the end of the year when we have a better idea of what we spent and what we need for individual projects. So basically what this borrowing is doing is reimbursing ourselves primarily for funds that we've already spent on the 2023 capital projects. Also, we don't have an interest rate yet because this is a parameters resolution, which means it's just setting the guidelines for what we're able to do in terms of issuing the notes. And then we'll have our sale on December 5th, and at that point, we'll get the actual interest rate, and I'll forward that on to you. But we're expecting it to be in the lower to mid fours. And also, this is repaid with property tax dollars primarily. There is a small portion that's also being repaid by pledge dollars related to the Gerke-Willett project. So, and with that, if there's any other questions, certainly I'm here, and Greg Johnson, our financial advisor from Ellers, is here as well. So he's on Zoom.
Alder Shore.
Well, I will move that we authorize the debt to be issued with those parameters.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Keemer. Discussion? No questions for Greg?
I would just like to, yeah, and the Comptroller did a nice job explaining this to it at Finance, so appreciate the information.
Excellent. Greg, do you have Thanksgiving plans? No, you're still on mute. See, I chose poorly. You're on mute.
I do. I'm hosting.
I just wanted to make sure you had a question. And that you got to answer a question. All right.
I'll give him a question.
Okay.
Is this a typical amount for a city this size, $9 million? Is that within reason?
It's within reason. I mean, most communities are identifying their borrowing amounts based on their capital needs and level of infrastructure investment. One thing that we did take into account, and Corey takes into account when looking at the amount that's borrowing, is that by borrowing less than $10 million in a calendar year, this debt is what is called bank qualified, which means that banks or underwriters that purchase the notes get more favorable tax treatment, which typically results in a more favorable interest rate for the city. So by staying under that $10 million threshold, that's a consideration as well. But typically for the borrowing amount is really driven by capital needs, long-range infrastructure planning, and that level of investment that's needed for the community.
Thank you.
Okay. I do have one comment because it was on the news tonight. Apparently, the city of Wausau is only borrowing $500,000 this year. I'm not sure what that's all about, but if that's true and reported correctly, we structure our borrowing way different. We're not increasing our debt, but we're I don't know what we could do with $500,000. Not fix like 4 potholes.
Yeah, not very much, so.
Yeah, so I think it was misreported, but I'm going to call Mayor Blazer tomorrow and just double check. Any other questions? Hearing none. Clerk, would you please call that roll?
Morrow.
Aye.
Fischler.
Aye.
Shuda.
Aye.
Kneebone.
Aye.
Plassant.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Hemer.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Christensen.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 22 is approving and authorizing the 2024 to 2027 ambulance service provider agreement between Portage County and the City of Stevens Point. We are the last entity to do so. The county has already approved our contract with them. I want to thank the team, which includes the chief, comptroller, treasurer Laddick, Logan, city attorney, and I know I'm missing someone. Gemza, Assistant Chief Gemza. We worked pretty hard on this, and I also want to thank the sheriff and his team for coming to the table and working this deal out. Comptroller, anything to add? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I mean, this is, as we discussed in closed session, I think we were able to come to a mutual agreement that works for both parties, works for the fire department, works from the financial aspect, and works for the county. So we're glad that we're able to continue to provide this service.
Excellent. Need a motion?
Move to approve.
Moved by Kneebone, seconded by Christensen. Discussion. Hearing none. Clerk, please call that roll.
Christensen.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Hemer.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Plassant.
Aye.
Kneebone.
Aye.
Shuda.
Aye.
Fischler.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that's approved. Item number 23 is a public hearing on the city budget for 2024. That has been available. We introduced that a few months ago. I will declare the public hearing open. If anyone has comments or questions about the city budget for 2024, step to the lectern. Public hearing remains open. And the public hearing on every dime that we're going to be spending in 2024 and how we're going to spend it is still open. Seeing absolutely no one from the public who wishes to speak on the 2024 operational budget, I will declare the public hearing closed. Yes, that was sarcasm, which is different than what Alder Christensen said earlier. Item number 24 is the resolution adopting the budget, capital and operating for the city of Stevens Point for the year 2024. Looking at you, Mr. President.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to approve by President Christensen, seconded by Shore. Discussion?
Yeah, just to note that I did have an updated list of some of the technical changes that we made. Since Finance Committee did make a few technical changes to the debt service fund and the athletic field fund. So no changes to the general fund, though, since the Finance Committee met and recommended approval.
Okay. Any other comments?
And some of those changes related to getting the favorable treatment in the market with regard to tax deductibility, right? Some of the changes that we had made.
Well, some of the, not the changes to the budget itself, but some of the other changes that we made in terms of how we were financing certain things, in terms of financing some of the land acquisition that we did, and the allocation of the American Rescue Plan Act dollars. So, but those were approved as part of the consent agenda. So, yeah.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, Clerk Yenter, would you please call the roll?
Morrow.
Aye.
Fischler.
Aye.
Shuda.
Aye.
Kneebone.
Aye.
Plassant.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Hemer.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Christensen.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 25 is a resolution appropriating the necessary funds for the City of Stevens Point for 2024 and levying the tax rate for the year 2023.
So moved.
Moved by Morrow, seconded by Christensen. Discussion.
Just out of curiosity, how does the the levy rate, how does it compare to last year, our tax rate?
So with the revaluation and the increase in assessments, the levy rate has dropped pretty significantly. So it dropped from $11.30 to $8.11. Now, I'd say that $8.11 is a preliminary number, so give or take a few pennies, but for sure it should be in the lower eights. So it really helped that what we did is, we didn't increase the total amount that we're collecting in taxes at all. We put all of that increase in assessment toward reducing that tax rate. So I think we can all be proud of where we're at with the tax rate for the 2023-2024 tax bills.
I just wanted to clarify that the levy went down.
The levy stayed the same, the mill rate went down.
Mill rate went down.
But that's important to note, the levy stayed the same. The city of Stevens Point is not spending any more levy money than we did last year. That's important to note because your directors, each department, has now had 4 years of a 0% increase. That's significant, and that's due to the due diligence of the departments and the council to make sure that the interest of the taxpayers is protected. Because of the revaluation, the mill rate goes down, but the amount we spend stays the same. So the levy remains the same, the mill rate went down from, again, $11.30 to $8 and some change. Because we don't have that exact amount yet. Once you approve it, then Corey will get that number specifically.
Okay.
I think the fact that the total amount of tax dollars that we're going to be collecting remaining the same for 4 years proves that we're being very good stewards of the tax dollars. So I commend the council and I commend the comptroller, treasurer, and you're right, the directors have done an outstanding job of making things work.
It's important to know that too, though, that the directors
Yes.
have not had an increase in the amount that they can spend, even though the cost of everything has gone up, including labor. They've had a 0% increase. So remember that when you say, hey, can you cut this grass, or can you put a curb and gutter in here, or can you add this little piece to shovel? I mean, we're constantly adding things that are more and more expensive, but they're managing to get it done with the same amount of money.
Yep.
That's important to note.
Outstanding.
I have one quick question. I have some friends that are actually leaving the state for a vacation shortly around the time the tax bills come out. When could we expect those to hit our mailboxes?
Usually we say mid-December.
Okay.
But
I'll tell them to call you tomorrow.
Yeah, and also we do
Christmas card.
accept prepayments of taxes.
Okay.
So we do have that for people who are leaving, maybe they're leaving the state December 1st. They can actually prepay their
Okay.
taxes.
Cool. Thanks.
So-
And they can pay online, too.
Yes, and they can pay online.
Okay.
So-
I will pass that
Yeah, they can get
information
their mail
on.
forwarded and then pay through our online portal if they'd like.
Cool.
All right, clerk, please call that roll.
Christensen,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Hemer,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Cousins,
Aye.
Nevon,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that's approved. Item number 26 is a resolution providing for writing special assessments and special charges into the tax roll for 2023. These are the special assessments and charges. If you have any fees outstanding with the city, they put them on the tax roll. And that goes right on your property taxes.
So moved.
Moved by Morrow, seconded by Burr. Discussion. Hearing and seeing none, clerk, please call that roll.
Morrow,
Aye.
Fischler,
Aye.
Shuda,
Aye.
Nevon,
Aye.
Cousins,
Aye.
Burr,
Aye.
Broderick,
Aye.
Hemer,
Aye.
Shore,
Aye.
Christensen.
Aye.
And that is approved. Item number 27 is to enter into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85 sub 1 sub E and 19.85 sub 1 sub G for deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, investing of public funds, or conducting other specific business whenever a competitive or bargaining reason requires a closed session, and for conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved relating to the following: the property tax exemption request from Marshallville Clinic, discussion of the county's response to the city's offer of land for their new jail and law enforcement center, and a MOU in regards to the pavilion construction in Saramore Park. Need a motion to go into closed session. Moved by Shuda.
Second.
Seconded by Morrow. Any discussion there? Usually not. Clerk, please call that roll.
Christensen.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Keemer.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Poisson.
Aye.
Kneebone.
Aye.
Shuda.
Aye.
Fischler.
No.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that is approved. We are in closed session. We are back in open session. We have one item on the agenda, and that is to take action on the MOU for the pavilion construction at Saramore Park.
I will make a motion to approve the MOU.
Moved by Keemer, seconded by Burr. Discussion. Hearing and seeing none, clerk, please call that roll.
Christensen.
Aye.
Shore.
Aye.
Keemer.
Aye.
Broderick.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Poisson.
Aye.
Kneebone.
Aye.
Shuda.
Aye.
Fischler.
Aye.
Morrow.
Aye.
And that is approved, and we are adjourned at
8:39.
8:38 by my clock.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.